Hey everyone, this is Jessica. I'm taking you through my 30 days of water fasting. Thank you for joining me. So today's report is that I am still full of cold, but my lymph glands are not feeling as swollen. And although my voice is still quite raspy, my generally I feel better. That's the point. So generally I'm feeling a little bit better. So I think hopefully um, things are starting to things are starting to correct. So, yeah, here's hoping that I'm turning the corner. So, my sleep um, yesterday was really, really good. One of the things that I typically love about fasting is that my sleep just gets so deep. And um, unfortunately, when I've had this cold, it's been making it difficult to breathe and, stuff like that, runny nose and stuffed up and stuff. So, it's meant that I've not been like sleeping super deeply like I typically do in a fast. The other thing that normally happens around this day is something that I would call fasting euphoria, and um, it's a really awesome feeling. Now, unfortunately, because I'm not feeling 100%, I'm not experiencing the full excitement of that. But the good news is it will last till probably day 21 until I start really, really craving food and just want to eat, which will come around too. So, yeah, there was a point today where I thought, "Oh, I really would love to eat something, but I haven't felt super hungry. I've intermittently, occasionally felt a little bit of hunger, but I just did what I always do, which is I had a warm drink. So the other thing I wanted to talk about in this video, because some of you are starting to ask me, and it's starting to become relevant, is the supplements that I use before, during, and post fasting. So I'm going to talk about all of those, and I'm going to put the links for I actually have a doTERRA shop where I buy most of this stuff. So if anybody's interested, you can see I put all the items that I'm talking about in the cart, so you can have a look at those, and then choose whichever you like, or all of them, or none of them. But anyway, I thought I would at least run through what I use and why I use it. So before the fast, one of the things that I like to do is I take and this is just regularly, I take a full health supplement, which is a whole food supplement. So what that means is it comes from food. So it's not a supplement that's just like, rock and, things that your body can absorb really super easily. So there's 3 bottles in this set. But the first one is the vitamins and minerals, this complete vitamin mineral. It comes in a box like this. And this is the E omega, which is all of the omega fatty acids. So it's got like your vitamin A, vitamin D. It's got fish oil, so it's got EPA and DHA. It's got several other things: astaxanthin, tomato fruit extract. There's all sorts of really great stuff in here. You can read that. And the last one, which is really good for inflammation and helping your cells clean up, is this alpha CRS one. So I don't take these while I'm fasting. I just wanted to mention that, because if you take a lot of supplements while you're not eating anything, it can really disturb your tummy, especially the fish oil ones. So especially the oil vitamins, that's really, really hard on, well, for me, very hard on my tummy. So I couldn't take those on an empty stomach. And so I would encourage people, like, to supplement like faithfully up until your fast, and then you take a break while you're fasting. Your body's in a repair process, a detox process anyway, and then just start these up when you finish. So this one, alpha CRS, is the it's so small here. Um, it's basically all the anti-inflammatory stuff that's really good for your cells cleaning. It's got cortisone, coenzyme Q10, ginkgo biloba, all these things are artichoke leaf extract, pomegranate fruit extract. Anyway, loads of stuff, loads of really good things. So you can read all the ingredients and stuff if you click on the item, so you can look at that. So I take those before and after, so not during. if I was going to take any of these during, so I have taken before in previous fasts, which I'm not now, but if I was going to take any of these during, I would take less than the recommended dose, and I wouldn't take the oil one. So I just take the other two. But if I was only going to take one of them, I would just take the vitamin and mineral one, and just take, sort of like one or two of those instead of the four that they recommend for your daily allowance. Okay, so that's the before, and then during, electrolytes. Okay, so the brand I use, I'm completely unaffiliated with. It's a company called Freak Athletics. It's an electrolyte powder. It's completely unflavored. Okay, sorry, the text is backwards on this. Now that's important because you don't want to get one that's got like any sort of sweetness to it. You don't want anything that's got any sweetener or sugar, and a lot of electrolytes have sugars or sweeteners in. So you definitely don't want those. Sweeteners are bad because they'll make you really hungry, but also it'll probably give you diarrhea or stomach upset. So don't use those while you're fasting. So what's in this one is sodium, calcium, potassium, and magnesium. And I read these out on a previous video. So I take 3 scoops of these a day, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner essentially. So I take one, and I take them with the you know stock cube. Okay, 3 times a day, and that works for me. The first time I fasted, I used to just mix it with water and just chug it down. But honestly, I was gagging by the end of it, and I just couldn't physically make my body do it, even though I was trying. So it was such a relief to figure this way out to do it um, with a savory thing. So that was really great. So the other thing that starts to happen around this time when you're fasting around day 6 and onwards is that you start to get bad breath, and your tongue starts to feel like coated and weird. And so it'll feel like that, although it's not too bad at the moment, it will get bad, and it just feels awful. So one of the things that I use a lot is peppermint oil. So this is pure peppermint essential oil, and I just take 1 drop from the bottle on my finger like that, and then I rub it on my tongue and press it into the roof of my mouth. Whew, very minty. So it's good for your breath, but it also helps with the yucky tongue feeling. So I will be using this daily, probably several times through the day, in the coming days of my fast. So that's worked really well for me. If you're doing this with an essential oil, you want to make sure that it's got like a super high quality, that there's no additives or preservatives, that there's no toxins in it, because most essential oils you can't put in your mouth like that. So doTERRA's you can, which is one of the things I like about them. So in keeping with the sour mouth thing that happens, I also have a mouthwash which is antibacterial. So this is a doTERRA one, but any really good mouthwash that's antibacterial or that's really breath freshening and has that sort of, killing bacteria quality about it is fine. This is a cinnamon flavor, which is great. So I take this and sort of morning and evening, and in combination with my normal sort of dental hygiene. Okay, so supplements that I take during the fast, apart from that, apart from the electrolytes, which I showed you already. I'm just watching the time. I don't want to go too long. I take a bone nutrient complex, which is it's got vitamin C, vitamin D, biotin, calcium, magnesium, zinc, copper, manganese, and boron. So this is really good. Obviously, biotin is for your hair, skin, and nails. So biotin's really good because obviously you don't want all your hair to fall out when you're fasting. I have had that when I did too many fasts too close together. I've had not all my hair, but quite a lot of hair loss. Thankfully, I've got lots of hair, so it's all good. But yeah, so I take 2 of these a day, preferably not at the end of the day. You don't want to take any supplement or capsule too close to the end of the day, because what happens is it just sort of sits in the same spot in your stomach because you're laying down, and you can wake up with a sore tummy. So that's why it's better if you don't do that. But anyway, I take the bone nutrient complex. This is all in the little link that I'll put with this video. I also take something called a phytoestrogen This is like a hormone balancing supplement. So I'm in my early 40s now, and so I take one of these a day, and this again just helps to regulate my hormones while I'm fasting, so it doesn't get to sort of hair falling out level and so on. So I take those two during a fast and after as well, but those are the only supplements I take during a fast. So those three things are the only things that I will do while I'm fasting. So I've got some of those essential vitamins that were in the bone nutrient one. Now, when you're coming out of the fast, and I will of course talk loads about this later, got plenty of time. But when you're coming out of the fast, that's when you're going to want to use a few different things. So get yourself a good probiotic. There's things that you can do, like you can have apple cider vinegar. That's a really good probiotic. You put a teaspoon of that in water and drink it in the days leading up to your fast completion. The other thing is, I'll talk about making a bone broth. I'll talk about that in another video. But a bone broth being the first thing you have after you fast, that's also really important. It helps get your digestive system, like it coats your digestive system, your intestines, because during the period of fasting, I don't know what it's called, the mucous membrane, sounds gross, sort of like has thinned during your fast, right? So it's a way to coat them with, I can't remember what the protein is, gelatin. It coats your intestines with that. And anyway, point being, it makes when you start eating other food not painful and you don't get digestive upset too much. Okay, so the other thing, get yourself a probiotic of some description. So you want to get a good one. These ones from doTERRA that I have are actually double encapsulated, so it's like a capsule inside a capsule. I don't know if you can see that. So the reason they do that is the outside capsule dissolves in your stomach, obviously, and then the inside capsule dissolves when it's working its way through your intestines, so that when it breaks open, it's like, putting all the bacteria where they need to be rather than just most of them dying in your stomach, which I thought was kind of a good idea. And obviously they put a lot of research into that. So that's kind of cool. So it's double encapsulated. It's got 6 strains of bacteria, which is good. Variety with probiotics is a really good thing. So you want to get one with a decent amount of variety. So we've got L. acidophilus, B. lactis, L. salvarius, L. cassia, B. longum, and B. bifidum. Okay, so there's some 6 good guys. Now, I like to take this a couple days in advance of finishing my fast, 1 or 2 a day, and then when you've finished your fast and you're starting to eat again, take 1 before you go to bed on sort of an empty-ish stomach. That's the best time to take them. So get some of those or something like it. That just helps to sort of reboost your gut bacteria and stuff to help you digest the food that you're now eating. The other thing which has helped me is something called Terrazyme. Sorry, the words are backwards, but you can use your imagination. So Terrazyme is a digestive enzyme. So basically, the digestive enzymes come from your gut bacteria, but it helps to digest the food and break them down so that you don't have painful digestion. And again, because your gut bacteria population has gone down a bit, and you have to build it back up slightly. It's not gone completely. And the fruit tea that I'm drinking and the black coffee and the stock cubes is helping to keep all those guys alive. But they're hungry, right? So, but anyway, the Terrazyme, this is good just to help with digestion. And I find that when I'm refeeding, that's the term for when you start eating again after a fast. When I'm refeeding, Terrazyme is great because it just means that I don't have digestive upset during those first couple of days. So I normally will have sort of one of these with a meal when I start eating, and especially at the beginning, that has really helped me. Okay, so that is all of my supplements, and then I go back to the 3 that are in here. So I'll start that up. Probably not the first day after I stop fasting, but like in that week, I'll start those up again gradually, and then up to the full dosages. So, yeah, that's what I do. I'm not saying that's necessarily the best ones to use. Those are the ones that have worked for me. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional, but in my experience and having done a few of these longer fasts now, these are the ones that I like. These are the things that have helped me, like the peppermint oil is a godsend. So, like things like that are just really helpful. Okay, if you have any questions, by the way, drop them in the comments and I will be happy to answer those. And see you guys on day 7.